Uh, evening. Good evening, Mr. President. My name is Edward Learn, a recent graduate from the University of Hong Kong. Thank you for the Project Citizen Foundation for inviting me to be here. I'm very honored to be here. I would like to start by mentioning a book from the Oxford University, written by Professor Wingen. It's about a perfect kind of dictatorship in China. It's called the controlocracy. Because of the fear and material benefit, people choose to give up their basic rights and freedom willingly. The dictatorship from China, they do not have to tell or to control what the people do in China. The people choose to control themselves. So it's a form of dictatorship called the controlocracy. So now let us take a look at Hong Kong. I think, from my perspective, the problem of Hong Kong today is not disobedience, it's obedience. Standing in the election, no matter what our political rights are, no matter what our political views are, our basic rights, why should we give up our equal electoral rights in order to pacify this dictatorship? Are we going to obey? So, my question is...
I hope it is a question.
Yes,
because
my question
sounds like
is...
a party political broadcast.
My question is, if we are going to give up our sincere political views just to pacify the dictatorship, are we trying to form another kind of controlocracy in Hong Kong? Are we trying or going to be dust rather than ashes? Thank you very much.
Nothing can make you give up those views, but nothing can make me give up the view that you're dead wrong. I'm not sure what exactly your plan is for overthrowing the Communist Party in China. But let me tell you what my view is of China. I'm a huge admirer of China, of Chinese culture, of Chinese history, of Chinese art. I can't say Chinese literature because I'm ignorant. I'm not a great fan of Leninism and the Chinese Communist Party. And I think sometimes the liaison office and Ta Kung Pao and so on behave as though the Chinese Communist Party and China were one and the same thing. They're not. The Communist Party is at present ruling China, but China is its own civilization, and that will survive the Chinese Communist Party. If you think that here in Hong Kong, in the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can overthrow the Chinese Communist Party and that Hong Kong can become independent, I just think you're deluding yourself. You may be deluding yourself for good reason. And it may be very easy to make good and very eloquent, fiery speeches, which understandably get applause, but I don't think you're giving your colleagues very smart advice. I want to hear you saying things which ensure that people all around the world continue to admire and sustain from the outside what they think you're doing here in Hong Kong. Because that was the position in 2014. And the only problem was knowing at which point to cash in your moral chips and reckon that for the time being you'd won. So you go on saying what you've said, and you'll go on fracturing your support, minimizing your support, and risking what you want to achieve ending calamitously. So I don't think it's very sensible. And one reason why I wanted to come to Hong Kong this week, not only because this wonderful foundation had invited me, not only tonight because the Students' Union had invited me as well, but one reason that I wanted to come is because I believe passionately in this city, and I don't want things to go wrong. I met, as you know, a small group of Hong Kong students. I meet Hong Kong students at Oxford the whole time, but I met a small group from Hong Kong in Oxford and said to them what I've said to you tonight. I said how much I admired the courage that they'd shown. I said how much I supported the objectives they had. But I also said that they'd gone too far for me, and they'd gone too far for opinion that I know of in Britain and America and elsewhere. So I just say, you may go on arguing for that, but I think you're wrong.